Hello everyone, and welcome back to Unboxed. This month is a very special month. It is Pride Month. So, can you guess what we're going to be talking about? PRIDE is an acronym for Personal Rights in Defense and Education, and the foundation was formed in Los Angeles, California in 1966 by Steve Dinsburg. Pride Month is an entire month dedicated to uplifting the voices of the LGBTQIA community, celebrating their culture, and supporting their rights. It is celebrated in June to coincide with the prompt of the gay liberation movement that is known as the Stonewall Uprising. On June 28, 1969, in the very early morning hours, police raided a popular gay bar in New York City known as the Stonewall Inn. This sort of thing was common at the time, but on this particular evening, the customers of the bar fought back, namely Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, which started the Stonewall riots, which went on for days. The Stonewall Inn was declared a historic landmark by the City of New York in 2015, and later in 2016, it was named a national monument by President Barack Obama. As we embark on this journey to understand the LGBTQIA community and what they stand for, let's start off with the flag, which is very commonly known to all of us. In the widely known six-color flag, red is symbolic of life, orange is symbolic of healing, yellow is sunshine, green is nature, blue represents harmony, and purple is spirit. In the original 8-color flag, hot pink was included to represent sex and turquoise to represent magic or art. There have been many variations on the flag. The flag was altered in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter protests, including black to represent diversity, brown to represent inclusivity. Then, there's the colors of the trans pride flag. 2 light blue stripes to represent boys, and 2 pink stripes to represent girls, with 1 white for those who are transitioning. Millions of people identify with the LGBTQ community, and as does any group, they have their own language to identify who they are and to help us understand them better. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with a few basic definitions that are going to help us understand the other definitions that exist. The first one being gender identity, which is the psychological sense of being either masculine or feminine. Then there's gender role, which is basically that social expectation of our behavior as either a male or a female. There is sexual orientation, which is basically the subject of a person's sexual impulses. Then there is sexual identity, which refers to the biological sexual characteristics, meaning our genitalia and hormonal composition. Then there is gender expression, which is basically how we express our gender identity, either in the way we speak, the things we wear, and whatever we choose to represent ourselves. Now, let's talk about some terms that are very common to the LGBTQ community. I must say, however, that this list is by no means exhaustive. It does not include everything. And because everybody's different, some of these things may have different meanings to other people. Now, if you have any questions about any of the things that we're going to talk about, please feel free to reach out to someone from the community who may be better able to explain it to you and clarify any of the doubts or questions that you may have. So, what do the letters in LGBTQIA stand for? L is for lesbian, G is for gay, B for bisexual, T for transgender, Q for queer or questioning, I for intersexual, and A for ally or asexual. let's get an understanding of what all of this means. Let's start off with lesbian. This is basically a woman who is romantically and/or sexually attracted to another woman. Gay is a man who is sexually and/or romantically attracted to another man. Bisexual is anyone who is romantically or emotionally or sexually attracted to any of the genders. Transgender is the term used for those persons whose gender identity or expression does not conform with the sex that they were assigned at birth. Queer is an umbrella term used to match those persons who are not considered straight or cisgender. Cisgender are basically those persons whose gender identity and gender expression do match the sex that they were assigned at birth. Historically, the term queer was often used as a slur against those persons from the community. Questioning is just basically someone who's not sure what they identify with. It can be someone who is trying to figure out their sexual orientation or their gender identity. Intersex refers to those people who naturally have biological traits which do not match to male or female. Intersex is a little bit complicated, and there are different variations of intersex. Some intersex people have XXY chromosomes, some have ambiguous genitalia, or internal sex organs. Some intersex people have internal sex organs or hormones released during puberty which do not match their genitalia. It is a naturally occurring variations in human, and it is not pathological. Being intersex is not linked to sexual orientation or gender identity. Asexual or ace are those group of persons who do not experience or experience on a very low level any type of sexual desire. Let's think of sexuality as a spectrum. Asexuality is just one end of that spectrum, and there's a lot of gray area in between. And an ally is any person who is cisgender or straight and believes in the right and supports the LGBTQ community. Allies believe in social and legal equality for anyone in the LGBTQ+ community.